Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all doing? Good morning. All right, guys, let's get this party started. Good morning, everybody. And let's see what this market has to offer. We're going to start with some of these indices and commodities, then go on to our bread and butter, which is NASDAQ, and kind of start playing the game. Crude oil. So we're bouncing off that captain setup short, and you can tell that this captain set up short and this one led to a massive move in crude oil. Now we're getting a shift in the clouds. We hit target number one and coming back to retest. We have Globex that's trading at 87.93. So ultimately, if this market hold on to that level, we will see a bit of consolidation between entry point and target, and that could set the stage for a bit of counter trend rallies that could re-challenge that high up here. So that's which is 92 to 93. So we need to be conscious of that in crude oil. Uh, the true test for the strength of the shorts is a break below that entry point, which is 88.74. Okay, so that's that. Let's take a look at Russell 2000. Ooh, that's a big one. We have a captain set up short in Russell 2000. That is a sell signal that we are seeing with a stop of 26.2. We're looking for a move to 2011.3. Then after that, 2003, and potentially a structure that looks similar to this, at least from this perspective, where the market can start producing a cloud negative, an aura cloud negative in this rotation. But that is a sell signal that just got generated in Russell 2000 right now. Gold, we broke that channel and we're consolidating. We established channel number one on the short side right here. Okay, and we want to see how this retest is gonna work out. So the retest is a retest of target number one, which is 1798.9. And if the market tests well here, then that will start a rotation, a second rotation lower. We almost hit target number three, 1782.9. And our Globex for this rotation for this day is 1795.5. So that means the following: the shorts need to hold on. Uh, they need to hold on to Globex, and also if they break it, they need to hold on to the 98.9. Okay, and then we will start heading toward target number three, 1782.9, and then a potential reversal that could be a little bit more deeper in price action. ES. ES, there is a bit of a pause. Obviously, we are in a rotation and a channel that is a long channel, and that is the border of that channel right here. So a couple of things that could be instrumental for today's trading is if we start breaking anywhere below that 42.73, and breaking 42.73 will lead to a retest of 42.55, and then we can test the health of uh, the rotation. We're going to be testing the health of the trend that we are facing. And we are seeing how the market in a trend, it comes to the middle of the range and bounces, middle of the range or close to it and bounces. So that would be an area for the longs to reassert themselves. But we may be getting a bit of a fade behavior in the morning against that high of 43.02. So we should be looking for a bit of that at the open today. Good morning, Teresa. Pat, good morning and good to see you. So on a daily perspective, you see NASDAQ how it's inching higher to target number two. That doesn't mean that we wouldn't see a bit of a retracement or a pocket of sell interest that uh, we can take advantage of. But the overall structure of this market is a strong and long and heading toward target number two, which is 886.5. Then, if that holds well, then target number three is a distinct possibility, and that's 14,725. And if, and I'm saying if, we can dream big enough, we can dream target number four, 17,391, which is a complete reversal. And that is going to take a whole lot of work, in my opinion, to get there. But definitely the market. Uh, let's put it this way. I mean, if you're swing trading and you're looking at NASDAQ or ES or any of them, you're going to do this number. Right here. All right. So that is where kind of the overall trend got challenged. Right at that price, right at that day of 8/11, August 11. And now any test of this range into 161 and also into uh, 721, that if that holds, then that tells us that whole structure on a swing trade basis have changed from a negative to a positive momentum, and that is um, something that will hold the long. It will be good for the longs. Let's put it that way. Okay, crude oil. All right, so that's the overall structure of crude oil, and that is a short structure and the channel number one on the short side. A break below that level of 87 is going to lead us to target number two, which is 78.76. And that's the swing trade basis look. And gold is basically struggling at these levels and protecting the overall channel that we are in. We're 5 minutes away from the, look at that beauty. And if you see that channel broke a lot earlier than NASDAQ uh, at 718, 720, and we hit target number two out of this sequence. Pullbacks are viable in that sequence, and target number three is 2121.4. I like that number. That's a symmetrical number. So again, that does not mean whenever you see stuff like that, we're not too far off away from a day where the market can retrace a few days in a row and try to uh, basically retest some of these levels. And that could be a healthy behavior to the market. So that's just kind of the big overall look. And let's dig a little bit deeper. And that deeper look is when we're looking at NQ right now, we're seeing almost the 200 NT wrinkle closing lower, and we have to break below 22 in order for the 200 and the 100 NT wrinkle to be in sync on the short side. Our Globex here is going to be 674.75, and as long as we continue to trade in and around that or under that level throughout the day, that will lead to some selling pressure at the open and into lower prices that could include the 590 and then target number two. Let me expand this for you. Uh, 554, then we can go to the 520, then we can go to the 464. So that could be, a serious um, selling pressure. But that's what you're gonna have to go through first is the 22, and that will set the stage for that type of behavior of backing and filling. And you could see a similar behavior that we experienced on August the 11th, and the market literally sold off from 570 all the way down to basically 270 points. And still, that rotation is a long rotation. But you have a choice. Either we take advantage of that pocket of selling interest, or just watch the market go, do its thing, and wait for that reversal, which could happen the following day. And the way we trade, we like to trade what's right in front of us. And if that means the market is in sync on the short side, well, guess what? I'll take the short signal. I don't mind. I don't know, but pay attention to this. And going forward, if you ever see a captain set up long or a captain set up short on the 200 NT Rinko, and you're an option trader, or you're just basically trade the indices on a swing trade basis, it's an exceptionally strong signal, and you get multiple candle follow through from that type of behavior. And in this case, this behavior instigated that whole move from 13,050 to about 650 points in NASDAQ. So that's an important signal. Right. So we have about a minute away from the cash market open. And my plan is as follows. I will be patient, and uh, I'm going to spend the first half an hour of the day just kind of watching and learning the behavior of the day. And as the day progresses, we'll start putting on trades. I'm going to make 5 assumptions. And those 5 assumptions are me asking myself the following question. Do I think the price right here is going to go from for an example, from 640 to 625 based on this signal that I see? Okay. So if that ends up happening, that means, okay, I have 1 out of 5 that I figured out, and I need a minimum of 3 out of 5 assumptions to work out uh, to qualify me to continue to trade. Otherwise, that if for example 3 of my assumptions do not come true, that means I'm out of sync with this market. So the question becomes or begs itself, well, why would I go and invest money when I'm out of sync with this market? So good luck, everybody. The cash market just opened. Let's make some money. Let's make good decisions, and let's make it happen. Good morning, PJ. Digitron, good morning. Okay, I'm gonna post an order just to make sure that my orders are coming out right, correct. Here we go, and it's quick. So it looks like our system is running well. Oh, there's a captain set up long on the 50 NT Rinko. Well, that's interesting. So let me tell you what I'm seeing right here. Here we go. See, that's the captain set up long. So now they're putting a line in the sand against that closure, and that's an important one. So 22 is even more significant to the shorts right now. And the way this is lining up for the morning, we may end up hitting the 65.70 and retest this range. Look at this mess right here. It's messy. Wow. So they could put a captain. See, you're getting a mixed market right here. You're getting a bit of a mixed market. They're putting the captain set up short on the 20 and a captain set up long on the 50 NT wrinkle. Well, guess what that tells me? That tells me kick back, watch the show. Let them work their problems out. Yeah, the 22 is critical. The 22 is critical for the shorts. That has to happen, and it has to happen fairly quickly here, like within the next 15-20 minutes. Good morning, Ken. How are you? We're getting they're walking it down, so that's okay. And the 200, the 50 NT wrinkle, we are at a pivot point here. If this candle closes at 55, I will go long because that'll be a captain setup switch trade long, and those are fairly strong signals. And I'm expecting 70 and potentially higher. But this current candle we are in, that has to close at that 55 area. Okay. And my stop on that is going to be in the 40s. Come on, what are you doing? I go short here and looking for a flush into the 20s. Yeah, we got to break that 30. Come on, baby. Let's go. 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 That's it. That's it. Here it goes. Here we go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just going to hold on to it for a little bit because we may get a big move on the short side right here. I got 4 and I need to kind of recover from that stop that I took. So 1, 2, and let's see if I can get some more. So 2, I got 1, and I'm gonna leave 1 in for a big move. So I took the long here on that switch trade, but the switch trade became a captain setup short. So I flipped the trade. I took the stop and flipped the trade and sized up because the market is telling me literally right here that it's gonna flush, and it's flushing. And I should have even gotten a lot more than what I got. All right, so what are we gonna do here? I mean, I really want to hold on to this for a bigger move if I can. And where's the bigger move? I mean, it could be below 600, but they're gonna rally this thing up before we get there. So that is an example of a signal that turns, that the failure of it becomes a trade too. So let's see here. Let me see trades. Yeah, we got 3 contracts and then we flipped it. Okay. So we're up money on this trade, and we're up money on the decisions we made so far. Let's keep working. Yeah, look at that. And that's what I was kind of worried about, but I'm gonna have to go break even on this trade. I'm gonna have to go break even. And if this candle that we are in flips down lower, and then I'm gonna add one more. Doesn't look like it, but we'll see. All right. Add to it and put a stop right here. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, that's fine. I'm all good. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So, oh, come on. Putting a captain setup short here, and I'm gonna just jump right back in. I'm in fast and furious price action today. Yeah, let's see if I can get a push into the 13 and a quarter. And let's see. If this candle closes lower, I'm gonna go in with more contracts. Okay, didn't do it. All right, let's see it. Mm. I gotta get out of that trade. Let's take a step back and just give the market a little bit of time. Yeah, here it comes though. So we took that long, we took the short side of it, and we took another short, added to it, then actually added a little bit more than kind of needed to, and covered for loss. A stop here. Yeah, we gotta get short in this market. We gotta get short in this market. You got a captain set up short on the on ES. Good morning, Yanis. Yeah, I got stopped out on that one too. Here we go. All right. Can I go past 82? It's a little bit intense with 10 contracts. I gotta just cut my size a little bit here and let it flush or stop me. Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's a whole lot of noise going on in the 50 NT Rinko. All right. Let's just pause here for a second and see what this market is all about. Because they just put a captain setup short on long on 50. I'd rather be short than long, be honest with you here. We're getting a little bit aggressive with this price action and this trading right here, but let's see if we can catch them. Mark Dean, good morning. this crap. Okay, let's see here and go 3. Here comes. Come on, we're looking for a flush. That's 3 and 3, and I'll leave 1. I need a bigger, need a little bit more persistent price action here. So because they're failing this structure, that we're in the right place, but it's just one of those things. I'm sizing up, and I need these trades to kind of actually work quick. And with 10 contracts, you don't want this thing to be flopping around. Here you go. 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 Flopping around. Let's see here if we can get another move into the 84. That would be my target, close to target number 3, which is 82. And I am moving my stop on that trade to a break even. And actually, it needs to be better than break even on that trade into the 600, because that'll be a captain setup. Yeah, we need to see either 600 come or a flush to 84. One of those two things need to happen. At this point, I need to even actually do this. 97. And here comes the flush. Needs to be a little bit better than 80. Here it comes, 85. And target hit. All right, so what did we see here? We're on the right side of the market. It just, I think I just got a bit too heavy, too early, and yeah, I had to kind of stop myself out. But ultimately, we took that first long right here on a switch trade against that captain setup, and it was a captain setup switch trade on the 50 NT Renko. Great signal. It just didn't work. So I exited quick, and I flipped the market into the short. Got short heavy here, covered, made money. Then got short some more. And when the market was consolidating, I covered. Then I got short again. That was a little bit of a tough one, to be honest with you, because I got short, rallied here. I didn't want to see that breakout. It didn't really break out, but I took the stop anyway. And then once I saw the market return again, I got short again. So these decisions are kind of the correct ones in the right direction. Just I think I got a little bit too heavy. Like I was in 10 right here, and that trade needed to kind of work out, because if it started punching up in the 40s and 45s on 10 contracts, I don't want to have that type of day right now. But let's keep working. Let's keep working. We're getting aggressive. So when we're looking at ES right now, it's retesting the bottom end of the Globex range and bouncing right back up. It's 8:54. Got 6 minutes to the top of the hour. All right. So as far as news coming up, we don't have much of any news that we need to be worried about when it comes to the U.S. market. There's yeah, nothing here that I need to be concerned about. Let's see the rest of the week. Wednesday we have core retail sales at 7:30 Central. Um, Bowman speaks at 8:30, and you have FOMC meeting minutes at 1 o'clock. That's going to be an important one. And on Thursday, yeah, we have a slew of economic news from unemployment claims, Philly Fed, and FOMC member George speaks. Then ends up the Friday. So really not a heavy, beside the FOMC minutes, which people will take as guidance. We don't have much going on here. So let's take a look at what got the whole thing going here. Is you got a captain setup switch trade on the 50, and that's good for a couple of candles on the upside, and that quickly got failed. So I knew what I needed to do. Whenever you have two captain setups short in the same that looks exactly like that, like one opens up long and then the second one opens up short like that, typically that precedes or gets the market to start going in a very forceful way in the direction of the second captain setup, which in this case happens to be short. So I started just freaking punching my orders. I was putting 7. I was trying to put even more than that on the short side. And I made a little bit of money on that. And then I saw the switch trade with a stop against 32. And I took that, and that's what kind of got me a little bit, is I ended up with 10 contracts and I got stopped out right here. And then we jumped back in with 7 contracts, made some of that money back, and we find ourselves right here. So rallies are shortable in this rotation, basically. But we need to find a better entry coming in right now. Okay. So the minute the market did this formation, my bias was, clear, and I was trying to get short and get short aggressively and try to cover into the break below 600 into the 580, and we accomplished that part, but it cost us a little bit of money to get there. If we break above 624, then the market is going to be out of sync, and we're getting a punch out of that captain setup long on ES to the upside above Globex. So they're putting up a little bit of a little bit of buying interest right now. That area between 620 and 635, that is an important area for the shorts to hold on to. And also, it's the bottom end of the Globex range or band. One minute to the top of the hour. If this candle closes lower, I'm gonna just give this a shot. We took 3 off, and let's see if we can make this thing happen. Here we go. One more, and let me see if I can go break even. It's either gonna punch in or come back to stop me. There you go. Now let's see if we can make something big happen, because if we break below the 600, then that will set the stage for a potential continuation to target number 3. And let's make me some money. Let's make me some money. And I'm going to try to hold on to this. I'm going to try to hold on to this. And that's going to take us to 75, potentially 65. And I have to sit through a few things, but I don't want to even, take a break even. I'm going to have to make a couple of points just to kind of pay for commission and my time. And here it comes. I mean, I almost need to kind of add to it right here, but I'll pause. 80. Come on, baby. Break that 70, 75. And we need to be looking for an out here soon. Yeah. Thank you. Wow. That's a good one. That's a good one. No heat. Man, I needed to be in 10 contracts on that one, right? That's a good one. We're doing kind of the right thing. I mean, we're doing all the right things here. It just that I personally just got so aggressive so early, and kind of caught myself, and I was like, man, I just got to make sure that I don't end up with 10, 15 contracts and this thing going against me 20, 30 points. So that thought process kind of got me all worked up in here, and just to watch the market just roll over, and that kind of set us back a little bit, but no problem. I'm coming for them. All right, so what's next? What's next is us looking, see how we got very close to the bottom end, that range that I was talking about, 20 to 30 range, and we came to the bottom end of the Globex band, and it just couldn't muster anything around the 9 o'clock. So that trade had a simple stop. Literally, it had a 1 candle stop right above there. If that thing showed me 20, um, if she showed me 20, I would have been gone. Boom. See ya. Okay. But obviously it turned around and pocketed some money right there. So we're getting a bit of retracement in this price action, and we're coming to an area here between that 54 to this 80 that the market is gonna it's pausing. Obviously the 200 and the 100 are in sync on the short side, but I need to be kind of just a little bit more cautious with the shorts around this area. Yeah, I couldn't have asked for a better entry or a better out at 71. I mean, we made, what is that? Uh, 30, 40 points on that trade. So we did that short here. We did that short here also with kind of similar behavior. We got first initially long, then covered, then went short on all of that and covered. Got chopped up here a little bit, but you could see how the market is doing like a stair step behavior. Good morning, Adnan. How are you? So they're coming. They came back to test the 600. They're gonna play around with it for a little bit. What platform do you use anyway, Digitron? Where's ES doing? ES is trading at the bottom end of the Globex band and showing signs of weakness. So as long as we continue to trade under the 94 half, that tells me that we may get another round of selling if that is the case. But if we start breaking anything above 94 and a half, 95 and a half, then that personality will shift and change. Um, NQ is going through a little bit of back and fill, and nothing for me to do. I mean, I'm kind of looking for a short, but at the same time, um, I need an actual signal and I need a new harmony wave to take advantage of. That's what I'm going to look for here. So let's be patient. That was fast and furious here right at the open. And we're down a little bit of money, but recovered from. We got aggressive. So that's how that day is going so far. We're down 921 after commission, and we got into multiple 10 contract trades. Let's keep working. Yeah. Good morning, Brad. How are you? Sheila, good morning. So in order for the longs to really reassert themselves in NQ, this is what you got to do. See that? You see that two captain setups right here? You need to break above 660. And that goes for the whole day. That little level is a significant level for the whole day. If we fail to take that level over on the long side, then what you're gonna get is multiple rotations on the downside that could challenge the 500 and potentially below that. So just keep an eye on this range right here between 630 and 660. The longs need to take that one over. I'm going to step away for just a moment. All right. So I see that they kind of flushed it one more time down to that level. You see how how it's literally a stair step behavior where they make a low, just break that low just a little bit, 10 points, sometimes even less, and then reverse. It's kind of in a way seems like they're accumulating here, and typically that's just a bullish accumulation. The way that behavior is presenting itself. So they're making a channel, and that channel is a downward channel, but we're accumulating on around these stops where most people are getting stops. They're accumulating, running it back up, and they're going through another rotation. So it's almost like a somebody's putting the brakes on this market. But that's just an observation, and I need to see more. The 200 and the 100 are in sync and in harmony, but they're in harmony on the downside right now. So that is the direction that I'm going to be taking, but I'm going to be conscious and aware that this market, if it starts to break anything above 610 and test well the 620, 630 level, then you may get a rotation to challenge that massive behavior at 640. And ultimately, 640 is the uncle point for all the shorts. If they fail to protect that, then you're going to get a complete reversal in the market. So my inclination is to go short, but I'm aware of where are the levels that will change that personality. Hmm. Hmm. It looks like they're gonna fade it here. I think the best thing for me to do right here is to be just patient and watch this and learn from it and ask myself a couple of questions like who's winning this battle right here? Who's getting trapped? To what extent are they getting trapped? Where would that trap the trapper? I sound paranoid. Oh boy. But you got to ask yourself these kind of questions though. Because the market is setting up for something here, right? We got to know what it is. Here we go. So that's a switch trade right here, short at the 82 and a quarter. The expectation is to see a flush below 80 into the 75. Let's see if that presents itself. Because any trade above 90, um, here we go. So that 75 is happening. So the expectation of a short trader right here is actually coming true. 65, that's even, yeah. I mean, that's basically what you're looking for. That's exactly what you're looking for if you are short. And they did it again. Look at that. See how they just accumulated at these levels. At 63 and a quarter and below, they came in and quickly bought it up. Okay, so the shorts are having their way, and there's somebody or something accumulating at these levels. So you got to keep your head on a swivel and make sure that we understand exactly what is happening in this market. And obviously the direction that we have to be taking is the short side till proven otherwise. And we're conscious and aware of some of this accumulation behavior that the market is doing. And you have to think about it in those terms. People who bought in this range here between 84 and 68 got rewarded with this rally, and people who did the same thing here got rewarded again. When they stop getting rewarded, that's when you start getting momentum moving in a decisive way. And it looks like right here they're not bouncing it back. Hey, Gary. All right. So they're flushing that captain setup. And we're coming into the middle of the range on the 200 NT Rinko, and that would be in and around the 38. Negative short behavior is dominating this market right now. Target number 2 is about to be hit here, which is going to be 542. And then target number 3 is going to be 519 and a half. We're expanding away from 2 things, from 3 things actually. From Globex, which is at 674. And the second thing, we're expanding from away from and lower from the Globex band. And thirdly, we are expanding away in a significant way from that double captain setup that instigated this behavior to begin with, which is right here. And we can see that we are within channel number 1 of this rotation. And typically, a lot of these moves will have at least a minimum of 2 channels. So you get channel number 1, they come and break it, and then retest it, and then depending on how well they retest that. It's a 50 NT Rinko, Brad. So that behavior is what got us all worked up on the short side, and got us moving in that direction. So if they break that channel to the upside, then the shorts have another shot at holding it with a second channel, and then we'll go from there. $50 NT Rinko is one of those good charts that presents you with great opportunity from time to time. Target number 2 is hit. Target number 3 in this sequence is 19. We're heading toward that. And right where we at right now is an area where the price tends to get bought up. So if you are short and you've been short and holding, you need to start trimming down some of your position in and around that area. That doesn't mean you go long. It just means your short needs to start making money here. Good job, Digitron. I'm assuming that you went short, right? I think I saw you saying that earlier. Target number 3. So we're coming up on that target. What to do here is just right in the middle of that. Let me pull this thing. This is an area where the market, can drop a little bit, but ultimately it's an area where some of the longs will come and retest their idea behind going long and the protection of this channel that we are in. So it's important for me to just kind of be patient and watch how they're going to test it. So like literally look at where we at. This is the bottom end of the channel. So you're getting two spots here. One is you're getting in the middle of the range on the Harmony system, and also you're getting a retest of target number 2, and thirdly you're getting a retest of the channel. So for me to go short right here is not advisable from my perspective. And if I'm short already, need to kind of trim my position in a way to capture the most amount that I can capture here. And if the market gets disconnected between the 200 and the 100, then it's a good idea for me to kind of pull back altogether on the short idea. The market can reverse, and we've seen it before. And anything above 600 is going to be definitely will get the market back in sync on the long side. So at a minimum, even if we want to go short further, we need to see a rally, a significant rally, a consolidation, a new harmony wave, and we can evaluate our entry in that one. But just kind of be cautious of trying to initiate any shorts here. I'm not saying they're not going to work. I'm saying they're lower probability event here. And you're seeing how the price is making higher lows too. So that tells me that the market is trying to stabilize this price structure, and you're seeing a bit of it happen in ES as well. So patience here. If you're inclined to go short, you may be getting the opportunity to short at a higher level here, and not at these lower price structures. So what we're seeing right here is now the 200 and the 100 are out of sync. They're out of harmony. We saw what they're about to do, and kind of that set us up for kind of being careful of trying to get short. And we saw the fact that the market is about to turn, and and it's important to be able to understand the different behaviors that different traders will do at different points in price action. And that's just one of those spots that I've seen a million times. Adnan, how are we doing, man? I haven't seen you. I haven't heard you in the room talking. You okay? Yeah. Thank you, PJ. It's just this is things that we've seen in the past. We've seen how they react at these levels. I guess experience matters, right? Uh, Samuel. Yeah, I got your email that you sent as well. Yeah, I'm down a little bit for the day. We're down just $1,000 right here, 921, and we were basically shorting. We took one long, then everything else that we did, we got short into, and we made a nice short here. And here we got chopped up. I got into 10 contracts and had to take a stop right at the top end of that move. And that's what kind of put me a little bit behind. Then we start catching up by going short right here. Then we had a beautiful short from 613 all the way down to 570 and been watching the market since into that rotation. And that's the third rotation of that move. Yeah, as far as could it go back down again? Yeah, I mean it could. It could. I mean now what I have is a market that is out of sync. The 200 into Rinko and the 100 into Rinko are out of sync. So a couple of things need to happen in order for me to get engaged and interested in going short. One is we have to come down to 586. If we break that level, then that will resume the short structure and we can flush that 20 into the whole number 500. If the market can run up a little bit further into the 89.90, then reverse again, and that still would be a short top of behavior. Um, Ultimately, if we break the 98.75, 98.75, then that will get the market in sync on the long side. So those are the different scenarios that I'm waiting on right now. The only thing I could do is look at the 20 NT Renko and look for an actual trade consistent with whatever I'm seeing in this rotation. In this rotation, on the 20 NT Renko, I don't have to tell you, it's obvious right here. It is a channel on the upside. So they break that channel. Then we have a potential second channel that could come in between the 50 to the 60, and we will look for that. And that's an option for me to exercise if I choose to exercise it. But I rather I rather see the 200 and the 100 in sync and then participate. So that means I need to wait. So you're getting that break. Let's see what type of a yeah, look at that. Yeah, but you gotta get down to my level, and my level is 37. All right, so now we have channel number 2 building up. And you got to break that bottom end of it, which is 51, in order for the shorts to start gathering momentum. All right, good job, Digitron. See you tomorrow. We're retesting that again. Look at that. Came right at it. Hmm. Well, that's a bullish behavior right there, right? They come up to that level, test it twice, give you a higher low, and then run it up. I mean, ultimately, they got to run it up above 80, but let's just keep watching them. From a bigger swing trade perspective, that 98 needs to come, which basically means you got to break the 600. And I rather see that. I rather see that than kind of try to get in on a scalping opportunity early in this type of environment. But we are in the right spot where the market can actually bring itself enough energy to get to that 600. ES, let's take a look at ES. It's not very pronounced behavior here. You could see a lot better behavior in NQ, but you can see how, okay, our Globex is 42.94 and a half, and the market has tested this multiple times and continue to exert pressure, selling pressure, right at that level. And now we have this um, Globex band that is statistically significant. And we came and tested it and sold off. We came and tested it one more time and faded it. Ultimately, the market, as long as it continue, excuse me, all right, as long as we continue to trade under Globex throughout the day at 94 and a half, that is basically the uncle point for all the shorts. You gotta, and then you have one more shot at 4,300. But as long as we continue to trade under that level, we are looking for um, a push lower. And if we break the 4284, that will confirm that this structure here is holding, and we may get lower prices. Um, you even can put on a trade here and put a stop at 90 and also another stop at 94 and a half. Um, so that's what I'm looking for in ES. But we could see the magnitude of this rotation, how they keep hitting the top end and the middle end, the top end, middle end, middle end, middle end, another time, and it's every time they do it, it shrinks and it shrinks and it shrinks, and you're getting lower highs, and that is just cannot be a positive behavior. It simply just cannot. Okay, but the longs are not known to just quit, and this is a strong behavior. I mean, overall, in the past, what a couple of weeks, 2, 3 weeks, and there's a tendency to buy the dips. So, um, but you have to break that 94 half. If you can't, then that just sets the mode and the tone of the market for selling pressure. So we're seeing a bit of tiredness coming in here. Today is Tuesday. Okay. An interesting behavior shaping up right here also is if you start breaking anything above the 70, let me see here what that level is. The 50 NT Rinko chart is becoming very significant today in the way it's behaving. All right, like right here. If we break that level, 574 half, 574 half. If we get there, that'll be a captain setup long, but I just don't like the where it's at. It's in the middle of the range. So I'll definitely be looking for a confirmation above 85. Um, but that's just we broke channel number one and pretty much established channel number two right here. So yeah, see how they're trying to get there. They are trying to get there, and if they get there, then I'm going to look for um, what would look like another continuation candle, and that's going to be a break of channel number two of the sequence, and that can start an attempt at 600, which will close the 200 NT Rinko to the long side. So where we at right now is very significant, and the fact that the market is up to this level, it's rare that they will reverse it completely from here. So the odds within this candle, I mean, so the odds are we're going to close this candle right now and start to go up and expand. So we're seeing a bit of bullish behavior in NQ, and we're getting another retest of the bottom end of that range on ES. So I mean, there's a bit of a bid. I mean, the structure in ES intraday against that 94 half is not really bullish, but we're seeing a bit of a buying interest coming in here. So how do I internalize that information in an effective way? That's why I'm waiting for the basically the 600 on NQ. So if they, because ultimately if they do that, then that would give me an opportunity to go long on pullbacks. At least I would have this bottom and multiple rotations that I could look as at it as an opportunity to manage risk in a small way. But here I can't necessarily go long because the market has not matured yet into that move. So patience, and we'll get our trade. It's 10 o'clock. We got some time. Yeah. See, they're putting that type of switch trade right here. So it's critical here, and most likely they're gonna punch it into the 90 and run up into the 90.91 in ES here, based on that current behavior that we're having, and that's gonna push NQ a bit higher as well. We retested the middle of the range on, yeah. There you go. Here you go. They're making a run for it. Yeah. So what got me to say, hey, listen, we got to switch. I mean, because we had a switch trade on ES, that behavior right there, it's like, okay, I mean, they're gonna run it up to 91 into the 90, 91, 2 range. Then we'll see what happened as far as attacking 94, and they pretty much rolled the whole structure over. And the 200 NT Rinko now is in sync with the 100 NT Rinko on the upside, and rotations lower, and pullbacks are buyable on signals. And what I'm going to be looking for right here is a new harmony wave to establish itself. So basically, I want to see a dip, and I want to see a dip that will break this harmony structure, then another rally that reestablish that structure. And then we can start looking for an entry point on the long side. And we're going to be having a target, which is the bottom end of the harmony band, and that would be 620. So hopefully they'll give us the opportunity to jump in and now even ES is running up above Globex. $10.15. Yeah, we need to put on a trade here if we can. Well. So that's the game, huh? And the game is they're not going to let me in. That's what the game is. At least they're not going to let me in with my own, on my own terms. Maybe they're going to let me in when they're good and ready, huh? All right, guys. Sorry about that. Just took a call and I am back. And we can see that the market uh, and we're seeing some of this stuff happening here where it's just a one harmony wave all the way through the structure and really has not give us any pullback that we can participate in. And we are digging into the Globex band, and we hit target number 4 of that sequence. So, I mean, the good part of this is we definitely, once the market hit these levels, we talked about the market being um, that we need to be extremely careful about continuing to be short. Then the market disconnected itself at that 563. Then we looked at channel number 1, channel number 2. Both held the line. We got tested one time here and came back into that rotation very quickly. Then the market gave us an inception trade long at 572.75. Now the 200 Inti-Rinko and the 100 Inti-Rinko were not in sync at that point. And we were looking for the 604 to close or the 600 to close, and it did. And then we started to look for a pullback to buy into, and the market did not provide it. And then you got rotation to target number 4. So that's kind of the mental sequence that we had to go through. And in many ways, in ES, similar behavior, and we talked about that range and how negative that behavior is. But 94 and a half is where the market needs to um, basically hold for the shorts. And when this happened, we were saying, hey, they're going to push it to 91, 92 area, and then we'll see how they handle the 94. And they just sliced right through it like a hot knife through butter. Okay, so that's what we got going on here. And now we got multiple rotations. Target number 4 is 43.12 and a quarter, and target number 5 is 43.20. They are definitely aggressive targets, but the market is coming to life here. We hit target number 5 out of the sequence to that tick, and that is 663, and we are pulling back right now. I mean, obviously, Globex is up there at 674. Good morning, Safe. How we doing, Ken? How is everybody doing so far? All right, guys. So we're coming into the top of the hour and the end of our morning session. So if this session helped you in any way and you learned something new, make sure you subscribe. You hit the like button a couple of times, share and comment. And also, we have a 5-day free trial in our premium room that includes the Harmon Trading software. And you can take advantage of that at the link below. And we appreciate you spending your day with us. Right now, we're hitting target number 5 again. Target number 6 in the sequence is 13,699 and a quarter. That means we're breaking the Globex. Yeah, we're gonna be breaking the Globex here, which is at 674.75, and then we'll see what the market is all about at that point. But a V recovery, and this is similar, and we talked about that. We saw the pocket of selling interest, and then we saw the actual area in which the market can pause, and it did pause and it did reverse, and we start looking for entry points to the long side. Now you're seeing a potential flush here that could take us to target number 3 of the sequence, which is 734. But you got to see the market. We got to see what they do here, but it looks like we're about to burst right through it. Here we go. That's Globex right here. Yeah, we're right on the Globex number, and they're pausing it here. So we may get a bit of a back and fill into the 60 range, and we can see what this market is all about here. All right, guys. So that's it for me for the day. A little bit down. I think I haven't put any trades since that initial fury of short interest, and we were looking for the longs. We're down about $900 for the day, and we will do this again tomorrow. You guys have a wonderful day, and see you on the next one.